Hey guys, me again with the fifth video of the night, and tonight we're going to be taking a look at the MP5 Kurz or K. Kurz is German for short, by the way, from the original Black Ops game, the number one, basically. Um, and this was, I had to build this one from scratch, but there was a lot that went into it, and it looks really, really fantastic. So I'm really proud of this one. So here's what it looks like in LED to Pavre. And I'm going to have to answer that text too. I apologize, guys. And like, there's a few things that I wanted to point out. This is the original MP5-K Kurtz. Some things that are entailed because of that are a 20 or 30 round box magazine. That's a standard box. It doesn't have the iconic curve. That's what you see here. And the original grip on it was this kind of thing here. And the reason they did this design is that your hand would hold on here and your fingers weren't able to come out in front of the barrel because of this part here. That's why they used this design. That's later scrapped for kind of like the standard foregrip that you see, but that is how this is designed. So I just wanted to point that out. Oh, another thing I should probably point out before closing out of that. It's easier to see in LDD to Pavre because of the shadows, but here on the side of the receiver are a lot of the different details that go into how this is designed. Now then, these and this, I really wanted to do only like a flat tile sticking out, but this part in particular, this angled one, wouldn't let me do that because of how it kind of hit in angles here. So these here are one stud to get the fire selector in there, but all these should also be one stud to look better, but I wasn't able to do that. So it's something I wanted to point out on the detail there. So this is what it looks like in LDD itself. It looks really, really good. I really like how I captured how basically the gun itself looks really nice. So, yep, we're going to go ahead and start in the back where the stock would be and work our way forward. So part of the Kurtz is that there is no stock. The Kurtz is instead replaced by a rear-mounted sling mount. So that's what you see here. I'm going to go ahead and readjust in the chair and whatnot. And then down here we have our lower receiver. This is kind of where major parts of the redesign come from. This grip I've had forever. This is part of like the original HK grip that I had. This trigger guard, same thing. And this trigger itself, same thing. Those are all things that I've had before. Nothing's changed there, but I think the angle here has changed to match the the receiver basically. But I think this and this is pretty much not new. Everything else is new. So all the details here, like I said, it's easier to see on the Pavre version because there's no shadow between these two bricks here. So this kind of, it's like there's an optical illusion going on here basically. And same thing here. You can barely see like where these details are, but these here are all kind of like juts out on the receiver. I wanted to do that, so I got those down. There's a screw here, did that. Part of the magwell is angled, got that in there, and then it angles here as well, and then it's straight up. Real nice, really liked how I did that. Working magazine release, working trigger. This magazine release does lock up inside the magazine. Works kind of just like an AK's basically. And then we have our working fire selector / safety. It's on safety right now. Semi-auto here. Oh man, I'm dying. And then full auto here. The original one had like a straight safety like this one. The newer ones have a curved safety that's easier to get to than these because this is kind of high up. Then we have another screw here. This is another takedown pin, I believe, with a little bit of side mounting pieces there. Same details on this side, basically. Almost a fully ambidextrous gun, aside from where the shell ejection port is. Our upper receiver here is a standard MP5-ish uh, upper receiver. You got like a curve here and then a curve up here with the slots here for the sliding stocks that you never see on MP5Ks. MP5Ks, if they do have a stock, have a folding one that sticks off the back. But for a normal MP5, there is a stock option that slides in on the inside here. Shell ejection port up here, where it should be. Really nice. And then a really, really good design top cover here. This top cover was kind of difficult to design, but not really once I got how I was doing it originally wasn't going to work. And then I decided to change how I was going to do it to these. And this worked fantastically because it on MP5s, it curves once up top here and then it curves again. But it's not a same type of curve that you see here. And I didn't want to use the rounded pieces that are here. I didn't want to use these types of pieces. So instead I used these cheese wedges here and then I flipped it on its side using bracket pieces so that it looks good. So that's really nice. Rear sight here, adjustable. It's a two-type adjustable. It's the normal pistol sights here, and then you adjust it so that you can see the hole here, and then you have rifle sights. That's something interesting about it, but no one ever used the rifle sights, so no one really cared. These types of guns aren't really meant for iron sight usage out to extended ranges. These are more so of I'm a bodyguard and a really, really small car that needs to protect a VIP, and this is basically what I would carry back in the olden days. Nowadays, there's other guns that I'd rather carry other than that, but this is part of, in the olden days, what people would carry. Our handguard here is the prototype one. I've already talked about this one. This is 3 studs actually, not 2 studs or 4. And as you can see, it's got the proper curves and everything that it needs. And it feels really good in the hand because it's 3 studs and it's basically the size of your palm. 4 studs is almost the size of your palm, but 3 studs is a more universal size of your palm. So that's really nice. We have curves up top here as well, and then bolt there and bolt there to hold it in place. Our charging handle is up here, where you're operating. These 2 bricks here are your operating rod, connects up to here, and that type of place, post, something like that. I don't know, whichever one you want to call. This is your charging handle itself. You pull it all the way back to the rear, and then you can lock it up into this notch here, and then you get the iconic HK slap, where you pull it back, lock it in, drop your mag, put in a new one, and then slap the top of your charging handle here. I've talked about this in previous videos. It's actually recommended in the manual to do that to make sure the gun goes in the battery, things like that, keep it running more reliably, so on and so forth. Really, really short barrel. I think they're only like 8, 9, or 10-inch barrels. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that one. Chances are I'm probably wrong. I don't know barrel lengths off the top of my head, but that's a short barrel muzzle brake. And then we have our front ring and iron sight. So that's pretty much it for the MP5K Kurtz. So really nice design, really simple to do. There is kind of like an hour to 2 hours basically worth of work thrown into it. I saved myself a little bit of time by just reusing a same old grip design that I've had since like the dawn of time. Speaking of grip design, I did change this design actually. There is these back pieces here are curved just so that they're a little bit more comfortable. So I did want to point that out. So that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos similar to this one. And see you later.